Hello everybody, I'm JackieKCooper and my entertainment rundown for today is a review of the film Then Came You. A few years ago, Kathie Lee Gifford was on with Hoda Kotb with their morning show, and she began talking about this movie that she wanted to make, that she had written a screenplay. She had discussed it with Craig Ferguson, the late night talk show host, and convinced him to star in this movie opposite her, and that she was going to be taking time off to go to Scotland to film the movie. That was 2 years ago or more. And they made the movie, and she kept saying things like, I'm going to get a distributor and the movie will be out, and nothing happened, nothing happened, nothing happened. And I kind of thought the project had died. She had said she wanted to make a movie that appealed to older audiences. There were that was a vast number of people who would be out there receptive to a movie of this, kind of a romantic comedy of this sort. So she had put all this effort into it. Well, suddenly, a few weeks ago, I got notification that I was being sent a link for this movie, Then Came You, starring Kathie Lee Gifford and Craig Ferguson. And Kathie Lee Gifford wrote the screenplay. She stars in the movie. She wrote some of the music in the movie. She did a lot of things. She wore a lot of different hats. And I thought, well, this is good. Who doesn't love Kathie Lee? Everybody loves her. She's America's sweetheart. She's just symbolic of what we aspire to be. She's just nice, with just a little hint of sauciness. But then you watch the movie, and it's about a woman who is a widow, like Kathie Lee is, and she decides to go to Scotland. She's got a bucket list of things that she wants to do. She makes a reservation at this stately manor that's been turned into an inn, and it's run by Craig Ferguson. And she goes there, and of course, supposedly sparks fly between the two of them, except they don't fly. The chemistry between the two of them is not good. He's good, she's good, they're not good together. They look like good friends, they act like good friends, but you don't get the romance of the story, and that's kind of necessary. But Kathie Lee was so busy wearing so many hats. What she should have done was gotten herself a good editor, because this movie cries out to be edited. The transitions between scenes are bad. Kathie Lee arrives, her character arrives at the inn, and it's kind of awkward between her and the owner-operator, played by Craig Ferguson. And then it seems like it's the next day, and they're on a first-name basis, and they're big buddies, but you don't know how that happened. And it just doesn't evolve. The person that Kathie Lee has the most, chemistry with in the film is a guy named Brett James, who is doing a karaoke number in a club in Scotland, and she gets up and sings with him, and that's one of the highlights of the film. And they seem to have real charisma together. But it's just a disappointment. The jokes are a little bit cheesy. The plot is just one that you've seen over and over again. Not that Kathie Lee doesn't do a good job with her role. She looks good. Craig Ferguson is funny. We've got Elizabeth Hurley, who plays his fiancée in the film. She's great, but she only has a couple of scenes. Then there's a guy named Ford Kiernan, who plays Ferguson's best buddy. They're all good, but the movie isn't. It's rated PG-13 because there is profanity in the film that calls for that rating. I scored it 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, Kathie Lee. I wanted to like it. I really did, but I just couldn't get myself into it. It just doesn't connect or click or have any sparks, and that's a disappointment. So reach down there, hit the subscription button. We want you to subscribe, become a part of the gang here. But for today, this has been JackieKCooper's Entertainment Rundown with a review of Then Came You.